Welcome to our Camp Question FAQs night here on Facebook Live. My name is Vicky, and some of you might know me as Flipper, and I oversee our camp options that we have here at the Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada. The last 2 summers I've been the Camp Foxtail director, and prior to that I worked for 6 years for the Girl Scouts of Minnesota and Wisconsin River Valleys at the summer camps that they have over there. And here I am to introduce you to Tracy.
Hi guys, I'm the newest member of the team here. I'm going to be the Camp Foxtail director this summer. We just moved here from Kansas, and I will be overseeing all of the things that go on at Foxtail. I came from a council up in Minnesota as well, and I worked at Camp Whispering Hills, which I've heard is really rustic like Camp Foxtail, so I'm super excited, and I'm just really excited to get the season started. And here we have Jenna.
Hi guys, I'm Jenna, also known as Hashtag. I'm super excited to be here with these awesome people today. We have, my daughter has been to Camp Foxtail and Camp Ducktail for the past 5 years, and I'm really excited to share her experiences today.
Cool. And someone that you can't see but you will be able to hear is Linda, our Vice President of Marketing. She's the one that's going to be filtering through questions. If you have any questions for us, please feel free to write them in the comments, and periodically throughout this evening she will ask them for us. So what we're going to do is Jenna's come up with some frequently asked questions, and she's going to ask us, and we're just going to kind of answer them for you.
All right, so to kick this off, so fish, there's a couple different kinds of camps. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have 3 different options for camp this summer. Up at Camp Foxtail, we have resident camp, so the girls will come for anywhere from 4 to 6 days. They're bused up to camp, so they'll meet here at the council office, and we put them on a bus. It's about a 45-minute ride up to Mount Charleston, and the girls will then have, you know, their camp experience up there, and then we also bus them back down the mountain. So we bring them back to council office for you to pick up here at the office, and so then you don't feel like you have to drive up to camp and, you know, take time off work and stuff like that. You just pick them right back up here for convenience. And so that's our resident camp session. Up at Foxtail, we also have weekend programs. So those are for girls that want to come with their troop, or just, you know, maybe their mom for She and Me. Those are great options for the weekend. And those ones, you guys come out to camp and meet us up at camp, and you get to have fun and try out just a little bit of camp, see if it's maybe right for you. If your girls really love it, then they can sign up for resident camp later on during the summer. And then we also have Ducktail. So that's our day camp here at the council office. So the girls get dropped off here at the council office. They get to have fun, avoid some of the summer heat. And then you can pick them up here at the council office as well that evening. We do have before care and after care options, like the safety program. So that's another option that comes along with day camp. So those are just a little bit about our 3 different types of camp.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for camp season to start. Oh, Linda, you have a question.
We sure do. Hi, Macy. I hope I said that right. Macy, I'm not sure. I should know because I know you very well. All right, she has a question. My troop will be attending core camp, weekend camp. What activities will be available for them?
That is a great question. So our core camp runs from Friday through Sunday. So Friday check-in begins from 5:30. So once you guys arrive to camp, troops are responsible for their own meal for Friday night. So if you want to bring up a Subway or any food that you want there, a couple of troops sometimes decide to come up around 5:30 and actually cook outside and bring all the equipment and food to do that. So on Friday night, it's moving into your cabins. We have a group meeting. We break off in adults versus girls. I take the adults aside and we really go through the schedule for the weekend, because for weekend troop camp we really want girls and troops to get what they want out of it. The girls will be off doing some team building activities, getting to know each other, as we have troops coming from all over the Vegas Valley meeting together for the first time, and then us adults kind of go through the schedule. So Saturday, typically we wake up in the morning, everyone heads over to Hudlow for some breakfast, and then we break into our activity groups. We have archery, we have adventure course, we have slingshot, we've got arts and crafts, we've got some beautiful hikes and nature walks, and we work together to build a beautiful schedule for the girls. Then we break for some lunch, and then we go back and we do some more activities, and there's some downtime built in there as well. It's a perfect opportunity if a troop wants to work on a badge that they have been working on. They want to bring a few of the portions. Like the hiker badge is fantastic to do. Some of the new outdoor badges are good to do. And I know that they're releasing some troop camping badges too. So once those requirements are out, we can definitely support them. Then we have dinner. And then after dinner, there's some downtime for the girls to practice some skits and some songs before our campfire, where of course we'll be having s'mores. And then together we kind of see the evening in. People love to go on the night walk and kind of stargaze because it's just beautiful up there. I can't explain it in words. You have to see it in person. So I hope that really helps. Sunday's really kind of a pack up. We have breakfast and leave at your leisure kind of experience. Some troops stay around and look around Mount Charleston. I know there's a ski resort right next door that the ski lift is open, and usually they're going to have a look around there. So lots to do up in that world. I hope that answers it. Back to you, Jenna.
Awesome. So I'm so excited for camp. I can't wait to sign my daughter up. How do I do that, Vicki?
Good question. Well, camp is live right now. We have registrations coming in, and some sessions are actually filling up, and some of our weekend camps are already sold out. So what you do to register is you go onto our website, girlscoutsmv.org, and you click the camp button. And once you do that, you will be in our registration platform for our camp registration.
Oh, Larry's got another question.
You will keep the login there, and you'll log yourself in, and then pick which session you want. We do have a deposit for our Foxtail and our Ducktail sessions. That's $25 per session per girl. And then for our weekend deposit, it's $5 per person to register for them. We do have an early bird special right now. If you register by March 1st for a Camp Foxtail resident camp session or a Ducktail session, then you will have a t-shirt that is designed by our own Girl Scouts. We had 2 wonderful winners for our t-shirt competition who came in this week actually to meet with Linda, myself and Tracy and Jenna to kind of come up with their design. And so we have a free t-shirt for those that register prior to March 1st.
So great explanation, Vicki. We actually have a question that is from Jessie that kind of fills right into this. She's wondering about the deadlines for camp payments. If you applied for scholarship but want to use cookie funds, if enough are sold, will we still be able to pre-register?
Explain a little bit more. So do you want to know whether they can wait until, so they want to, if you put your deposit down now, that will save your session. So we only require $25 deposit right now. And then there are payment opportunities throughout. So we have dates inside of there that you can select, and there'll be a payment plan. So there's like 4 dates that we sweep money out, or you can pay in full. And so it's not right away. You just have to pay in full by May, and I'm pretty sure the date is in here. So let me find that date in a second. I believe it's May 18th, but if you pay in full, by then. So if the cookie sale's happening, I mean, look around us, the cookies have just arrived. So we understand that people might want to wait for their cookie money to be in, so we do have that option too.
Great, thank you, Vicki. And I want to welcome all 16 viewers so far. Thank you so much for all of your questions. We actually have a ton of questions coming in, so I'm going to start with them right now. Liza asked, She and Me is full. Will there be any more opportunities for this?
That is a great question. We were very surprised about how full our weekends happen so fast, and we will be looking at our calendar and our schedule and potentially adding some more. Right, Tracy?
Yes, and we're also adding an option for older girls. So if you have a junior or above, there's going to be an option to stay in our platform tent units. So when we originally opened our registration, we didn't think it was going to fill up quite that fast. So we're giving girls the option to come to some of our weekend programs. If they are a junior or above, you can stay in our platform tent unit. It's a little bit higher up the mountain, so it's a little bit further of a walk to breakfast in the morning. And it is very well clearly spelled out when you sign up for that one that it is staying in a platform tent unit, which I come from rustic and I love platform tents, so I think they're a great opportunity for older girls to come, and be a little bit more adventurous with mom or with, their troop and get the opportunity to stay outside, and you can see the stars from your bed pretty much in a platform tent. So that's pretty cool.
And following on from that too is we do have a wait list. So please do let us know if a session is full that you want to go in, because we have people with plans changing all the time. So give us a call or email us at customerservice@girlscoutsmv.org and we'll add you to that session's wait list. And then if anyone cancels, whoever's at the top of the wait list will be the first person to go into that session. So please do look out for that.
And just to be clear, we have a lot of camp sessions this summer, so just when you email us, please be clear on the camp session that you would like to be added to the wait list.
Yes.
So another great question from Mary. Hi, Mary. She wants to know, can we cook outside on our own now?
Yes. So when you go up to Camp Foxtail, we do for a weekend program. Yes. Now last year we did have a fire restriction when camp did happen, but we do also have some stoves. But as long as you or your leader that you're coming with does have their outdoor cooking skills or their basic training and know how to cook over a fire. And if not, please do work with Tracy we do have staff who are fully trained and we're here to help. We're here to be a resource and we want you to get the best experience out of it that you can. And so on weekends, I've always opened it up that if you don't want spaghetti on Saturday night, you'd rather have a grilled cheese over a flame or macaroni cheese over a wonderful fire like this, then please do work with us. We're here to help you.
That's awesome. And that's a great segue into Alicia's question. What kind of food will there be served at both Foxtail and Ducktail?
That's a great question. I'll answer the Foxtail one and then Jenny, you can answer the Ducktail one. But at Camp Foxtail, we try and cater for everyone. We are a nut-sensitive camp and we do follow a two-week menu rotation. So we're still in the negotiation stage with our food provider about what the menu actually is, but we do have a sample menu that will be available closer to the season. But a typical day for breakfast, we have from pancakes to breakfast burritos, and then at every breakfast we do have a fruit bar. So yogurt, you guys say yogurt, right?
Yogurt.
Yes.
Yogurt. Okay. Yogurt with fruit and granola and potentially cereal is always an option too for those that necessarily might not like pancakes. I mean, who doesn't like pancakes? But if they didn't, okay. And then for lunch, we can have grilled cheese and tomato soup is my favorite meal at camp. Just putting that out there. But that's an option for lunch. Sometimes we do sandwiches, hot and cold, different options. Obviously, escaping the heat. And we do also have a salad bar available at every lunch. And then for dinner, like I said before, spaghetti or chicken parmesan.
So tomato soup
Tomato
and
soup.
chicken parmesan.
Oh my God, yeah, you can know. Spaghetti, baked ziti, lots of ones. Because we're doing more activities up at camp, we do try and have the carbs as a fundamental piece of it. With snacks provided throughout the whole day. And again, a salad bar is available at our dinner. But we do have up to 3 snacks throughout the day. But we do encourage girls to speak up and have a voice. If they're hungry, we want to know. Because we're doing activities more than what you'll do down here. So please do let us know. And we do have a little thing at camp. It's called High Five for Hydration. Once they are at their meals, they drink lots of water. They all high five each other and get excited for staying hydrated up at camp.
That's very important, I think, to anyone who has not attended Camp Foxtail. The altitude can really affect someone. Is that right?
Yeah, so the altitude, it can affect people, but hydration is keeping key. So we have a fully trained nurse that will be on site, and she will make sure that all the staff and the girls are kept hydrated, which will really help with the altitude. And some people do sometimes get sick, but it's very, very rare, and we definitely liaise with the girl and parents if that does happen.
Great. So do you want to also talk about the food at Camp Ducktail, Jenna?
Yes.
Absolutely. So this year at Camp Ducktail, we have a new option for you guys for lunch. We have catered meals this year. It's a $25 charge, and that includes all 5 meals for the week and all of your snacks. If you do include your morning care, if you're in our Safe Keep program that Fish mentioned earlier, there is a light breakfast as well. So every day will be a different meal from a different catered
Location.
partner. And yeah.
And the girls can bring their own food if they want
absolutely.
to.
Sack lunch if you guys want. Absolutely.
Okay, good to know. And Jenna, Carla says hi.
Hi, Carla.
And hello to Cher in Mesquite. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So we're going to continue. We have a lot of great questions coming in. Carla, her 2nd grader, wants to know, what is the daily schedule like at Camp Foxtail?
So that's a great question. So our daily schedule at Foxtail, we start out with of course, waking up in the morning because you've just spent the night at camp. We get up and get ready for breakfast. We all head to Hublo Hall and enjoy breakfast together. We have girls that come out and hop, which a hopper is someone that helps set the tables and get the meal ready. After breakfast, we go back and we, maybe tidy up our cabin a little bit, make sure everything's good and clean, because we don't want anything, going missing or anything like that. And then we have morning activity time. So we have lots of different activities. We have an exciting STEM program this year, so you might sign up for STEM activities, you might sign up for arts and crafts activities. We have an archery range, a low ropes course, a slingshot range, and then so we have a wide variety of different activities that the girls do in groups in the morning. We have lunch at lunchtime, and then we also have something called turtle time after lunch. So turtle time is just a little bit of time to slow down and kind of take a little bit of a break during the day. Maybe like gather up your things that you're going to need for the afternoon. In the afternoon, we have a group activity where you guys can go around and do some more, of the activities that you didn't get to do in the morning. And then we also have a time where the girls all come together and get to choose the activity that they want to go to. So maybe today you want to be in the hiking club. So you get to meet all different kinds of girls from all, throughout camp that like to go hiking, and you guys get to go on a great hike during that time. Or maybe hiking's not for you, so you want to be part of the art club that afternoon. So you get to choose what kind of activity you want to do during club time. And then we have dinner and more activities that we do in the evening. They might be, playing an all-camp game, playing capture the flag, or, maybe it's an all-camp version of Gaga. So we have different activities that we do each night to get the whole camp together. And then by that time, it's pretty close to bedtime, so it's off to brush your teeth and get ready for bed. And then we start the whole day again the next morning.
And I just want to clarify that Gaga is this amazing game.
Yes.
It's not that we just sing Lady Gaga all day. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was clear.
It's a pretty awesome game.
Yeah.
And I asked all of our participants who attended Girl Scout camp, and those that did liked our videos. So awesome to see Brandy and Cher and Allison. All those folks attended Girl Scout camp, so that's awesome to see. So actually, Jenna, this is a great segue for you to explain a typical day at Camp Ducktail.
I would love to. I'm super excited about Camp Ducktail this year. So Camp Ducktail is here at our council offices. It starts every day at 9 a.m. And we always go back to our traditions, to our roots, and we start with the Promise the Law and a flag ceremony. And that's a daily thing that we do. We get into a few different activities in the morning before we get to lunch. Once we hit lunch, we obviously eat lunch. And then we have few other activities in the afternoon. We have club time just like they do at Foxtail, and it's girl-led. Camp Ducktail runs from daisies through cadets, so our cadets kind of assist with the younger girls during club time. And they can also work on their Camp Ducktail pin. We have a pin program this year, a little different than last year, but we're really excited to offer that again this year. We do have a few other, at the end of the day, we kind of come together. We have like a mini campfire of sorts, and we take our flags down and we complete our day. And we also have a couple options this year. We offered them last year as well. We have early bird care and night owl care for an additional cost, which you guys will see that on the website. You can add that option.
Awesome. And Jessie says she loves the new food option at Ducktail.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you, Jessie.
So we do have a couple more questions coming in. So speaking of Jessie, she would like to know, how do we know which session includes a journey specifically?
Yes, so in this wonderful brochure that we have right here, each one on each page kind of goes a little bit more detail. So, for example, if your girl is attending a 6-day session, they will earn a journey. The only exceptions for that is when the girls who are cadets that are doing the babysitting course, that because it's a course and it takes a little bit more time, they won't have time to earn a journey. So that week they're really focusing on becoming babysitting certified.
So when they register online, it does not say specifically, is that correct? If there's a journey included, it only specifies in the program guide or camp guide.
So in the camp guide and then in a little description on the website, it will talk about it there. But it's like the session name. For example, the Wingardium Detectiosa session. That one, they're going to earn a detective badge and a get moving journey. But it does, our brochures definitely explain it. Yeah.
And if I could say something about that too. In case you guys haven't looked at Camp Ducktail, I highly suggest that you do. We do have Summit Week.
Summit Week.
I'm very excited about Summit Week. Summit Week means that they earn their Summit pin. So within that week of Camp Ducktail, I believe it is our 5th week this year, your girls will not only earn all 3 journeys, but also their Summit pin.
Awesome.
Yes.
Great. So we have 2 more questions before we continue on to our FAQs. So Terry asked, do you have to pay in full to receive the camp t-shirt?
No, you don't. All we require is a $25 deposit prior to March 1st to secure the slot, but you don't have to pay in full. Good question.
Great. Final question before we continue on. Candy asked, why did you shorten the camp from 7 days to 6?
That is a great question. And it actually came back from a few feedbacks that we did last year. We had a survey afterwards. So we shortened it because on the Friday night, we used to have to turn over straight into a weekend. So it allowed us to increase our weekend capacity and the amount of weekend opportunities that we have, which clearly people needed as it is nearly sold out. And then also the Friday night for our 6-day sessions, when the girls come down the mountain here, we wanted to kind of change our checkout process. They will meet, all the parents will come into the warehouse right here, well, the girls will filter into the training room, and we'll be able to have a meet and greet with staff and with parents and kind of a slideshow of what they did so they can really see. Because I know what it's like, you get in the car and be like, how was your day? And they completely forget everything. So we want to show you the opportunity that your daughter, that you guys just allowed them to have.
That's a good point, Vicki. Do we want to talk a little bit about the check-in process?
Yeah, so our check-in process here at Camp Foxtail is in this beautiful warehouse. The cookies are gone at that time. So when you guys come in, the first thing you'll do is you'll reach this table where you'll get your check-in card. And at there, you'll also get a wood cookie. So the girls, we know their names right away, and here they are, they're a part of camp. Then you get your luggage labels, and we put that in the luggage station. So all the luggage will then meet them up at camp by their cabin. It's like magic. Then they go through a few other stations where if you want to add any Foxtail funds or some money for the trading post, which we'll talk a little bit more on later, there's a station for that. And then we do a lice check station, and they meet with the medical supervisor, the healthcare director, to go through any medications that they might have, any allergies, talk with the head cook about any food restrictions that might happen there. So there's a little checklist of all the stations we have, and then they go into the fun room where the girls and the staff kind of interacting, getting to know each other, while the parents say their goodbyes and then enter our mail station. So because we're a little bit remote up at camp, a mail station is a great add-on for you to pre-write letters or even take some time right there and then just to write a little letter to their camper. Something like, hey, hope you're having fun, hope you're having a great time. It really helps them brighten up their day, and they receive that during turtle time every day.
And campers love to receive mail at camp, right?
Yes. Campers receive a lot of mail at camp.
Okay, good. That's awesome. And we covered the checkout process, and actually Brandy says the new checkout process sounds awesome. So great. So we talked a little bit about the trading post. Tracy, do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so at Foxtail and Ducktail, we have trading posts. So at the beginning of the camp session, you'll have the opportunity to put funds in their Foxtail account. So they'll have Foxtail funds. And the girls get to go to the trading post while they're up there. So we have things like t-shirts, water bottles, hats, little bracelets, stuffed animals, snapbacks like what Flipper's wearing, just all kinds of different things that they can purchase in the trading post while they're at camp. The girls at Ducktail will have the opportunity to go to their makeshift trading post as well once during the week while they're at day camp. Things average between $2 and $25. So there's a pretty wide range of things that you can purchase in the trading post. We also have care packages that can be purchased when you're registering for camp. So a care package is just something that we deliver to the girls when they get to camp. It's kind of exciting for them to get. Usually it's contained all in a backpack, so then they have a backpack for the summer or for the week that they're at camp. And then there's just a couple other trinkets in there, maybe some paper, like a journal, something to write with, a water bottle, just different things. We're actually in the process of picking those things, so it's kind of exciting to be able to decide what's going into those care packages. But the girls love getting care packages, and they're just, it's an easy add-on when you sign up for camp, and your girls don't even know that you've purchased it. So it's not like when you go through the Foxtail Funds line, you're saying, oh, look, I'm going to buy this. It's kind of secretive and kind of exciting because the girls don't know that you've already purchased it.
That's awesome. Tracy, can a parent or caregiver supply funds for a girl at Camp Foxtail?
Yeah. So how do they? When you're dropping your child off for Foxtail, you'll be able to drop them off in the Foxtail funds. If you're wanting to be able to support that prior to, like, if grandma wants to send money in, you guys can just contact us at the customer service email, and we'd be happy to help, connect that amount of money with your girl's registration so that we know that that's going in there.
Right, and when you register online too, with the add-ons of t-shirts, there's also add-on to add your Foxtail funds prior to check-in.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that the recommended amount is no more than $25 per camper. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then any remaining balance will be refunded as council shop credit.
Yes, you get like a little piece of paper, which please do treat like cash, because that is like cash, and that is for our council shop here. That have to be used by the end of September. So
September 30th.
31st.
Correct.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
30 days.
Great. Yeah, awesome. So Alicia had a question about Foxtail. Are any videos or photos taken while her camper is up at Camp Foxtail?
Yes, that is a great question, and I completely understand the need of seeing your daughters up at camp. Now, we are a little remote up there, so our internet isn't very fast. So what we do, and we have hired a media specialist that kind of oversees this, and the role really helped last year for us, is that for a 6-day session, we will always put pictures up on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. And so that will give us some time to make sure that the internet works and capture some pictures of the girls that are going up there.
Vicki, just clarify where those photos are put up.
Yes, so we do have a Camp Foxtail Facebook page. So that's where we put them. Not in Troop Services, we put them on the Camp Foxtail Facebook page.
And is that a private page?
That's a great question, marketing.
We'll have to make sure. I believe that it is, and we can always send that link out at a later date.
Yeah.
Excellent. Micey, and I certainly hope I'm saying your name correctly, has a question. Is the schedule and activities for She and Me the same as troop camp?
So with She and Me, we try and do it more of an open house style event, so that as a She and Me, you can kind of go around the stations at your leisure about what you want to do with your daughter. Because some people love archery, some people love arts and crafts, and that's kind of the beauty of camp, is that you can choose what you love and you can find things that you love. So you can kind of work with us in what you want to do.
Okay, great. So it's cookie time.
It is.
So tell us about the Grand Cookie Club.
The Grand Cookie Club. Well, what do you want to know about it, Linda?
Well, anything you want to tell me.
Well, there's
Flipper.
one really cool part of the Grand Cookie Club is that if you sell over 1,000 boxes of cookies, you get to pick any camp session for free. So whether that's going to Camp Foxtail in our CIT program or going to Ducktail as any of the age levels, you get to pick one session for free to come to camp.
That's really cool.
Yes. So when you register for that, obviously right now, the cookie sales just started. You might not know if you're going to make the Grand Cookie Club. But if you want to reserve your slot now, and you're predicting, you're like, my goal is to sell 1,001 boxes, then go ahead and register and we can make sure that your slot is reserved. And if you already have registered and you do make that club, I have had that question a few times, you will be refunded for that session, or you can just come again and go to 2 sessions.
True story.
So Tracy, what if a camper wants to bring a buddy up to Camp Foxtail?
That's a great question. So when you're registering your daughter for camp, there'll be some questions that they're going to ask you. One of those questions on the forms is, are you sending your daughter with a friend? You will then type in your daughter's friend's first and last name. So if Vicki was going to be my friend at camp, I would put in that Vicki Longleather is going to be my buddy. And when Vicki's mom registers her, she's going to do the same thing. She's going to put in that Tracy Anderson is her buddy. And then we make sure that those girls are buddied together while they're at camp. So they'll be housed in the same living area and they'll get to do activities together, because we know that camp is, sometimes kind of a nerve-wracking experience for first-time campers. We want to make sure that they're there with someone that, they know and that they're comfortable with. Our only thing about buddies is we ask that girls not come with, the whole troop. It gets really hard when, Vicki wants to bring 6 of her best friends to camp. Then we try and break up girls into groups of 2 or groups of 3, depending on how many girls have signed up together, so that they get the opportunity to make friends, because that's another really important aspect about camp, is branching out and meeting new people, trying new things, and stepping a little bit out of your comfort zone so you can grow your courage and your confidence.
Right. And on that note, the buddies do have to be within the same age group. So if Tracy and I were the same age, we can be in the same session. But let's say Tracy's older than I am, then we couldn't be in the same cabin group. We'd be with our own age level. So there's age level sessions that we offer.
Thank you, Tracy and Vicki. So it looks like we're just about winding down for all of our FAQs. So if you have any other questions, please comment on our video. So Tracy, we may have already covered this, but I think it's important to sort of reiterate. Can you tell us how medications and food allergies are handled at Camp Foxtail?
So our medications are handled by our nurse out at camp. They're a registered nurse or EMT. We are accredited through the American Camp Association, and one of the requirements for our programs is that all of our medications are turned into our nurse at the beginning of camp. So when you go through the check-in process, you'll actually come to the healthcare station or the health form station. You'll talk to the nurse. If you don't have any medications to drop off, that's great. They might ask you a couple of questions about, can your daughter take Tylenol while she's at camp, just in case there's a reason that she might need it. You'll let them know, of the approved medications that they can take. And then if you have a bag of medication, you will leave that with them. They will go over it specifically, medication by medication, to make sure that they understand what that medication is, how it needs to be taken. All of those medications need to come in the bottle that they are made for. So if you have a prescription for amoxicillin because last week Jenna had an ear infection, then it needs to come in that bottle from the pharmacy. Otherwise, we cannot give it to the child. And same with things like ibuprofen. If you bought ibuprofen from Walmart, it needs to come in the bottle that it was designed to come in. So we check all of those medications in for our campers as well as our staff. So you don't have to worry about staff carrying around medication in their backpack and your kindergartner getting into it while they're at Ducktail, because at Ducktail we'll do the same thing. They'll turn, if you have, amoxicillin or something like that they need 3 times a day, and one of those times needs to be while they're at camp, we're happy to accommodate that, and we'll leave that with our healthcare supervisor. As for food allergies, we try really hard to work with anybody's food allergies. So if you have a daughter that's allergic to nuts, you don't have to worry about it because we're a nut-free facility. Whereas if you have, a lactose intolerant child, just contact us and let us know. There is a spot on their health form where it will ask if they have any food allergies so that we are aware of those. But if you have a child with allergies that are very specific, that need, very closely monitored, and you want to discuss them further with us, just to let us know so that we can be prepared that week that your daughter comes to camp. We are more than happy to work with anybody with any kind of food allergies.
And just on one note with the medication, if you do have an EpiPen or anything that needs to be on the girl at all times, we do make sure that does get to the staff member who's overseeing that girl, and will always follow the girl no matter what activity she does. The staff work together to make sure that the EpiPen is always nearby.
And please don't let medications be a reason why your child doesn't come to camp, because like Vicki said earlier, camp is for everybody. We will work with anybody on any kind of medical issue that we can accommodate. We're willing to, learn how to use whatever we need to use to make sure that your child can have a really good time at camp. We've had kids come with sleep apnea machines. We can accommodate that. We've had adults come with those as well. So if you're an adult coming to a weekend program, please feel like you can bring everything that you need to have a safe time at camp.
Right. And on that note too, Tracy is right, camp is for everyone, and we want to make sure that everyone has the same opportunity. So we do offer camp scholarships. So we have scholarships available for 1 session per girl, which in order to do that, just go online and pick your session, and there'll be a form on there that says scholarship. I would like to apply for a financial scholarship, and you just apply online for that. And we ask a few questions, we take in extenuating circumstances and income, and we do ask for a few support documents. A deposit is required, which will be $25 for the session, and the scholarships are not available for the weekend programs. But go ahead and apply, and then send any support documentation that's listed on there to the customer service email address, which is customerservice@girlscoutsnv.org, and you will hear back from us on whether it's being approved for that scholarship.
Great. So we have a ton of great questions coming in. Jenna, Jesse has a question. There was a week of camp that included field trips this year. will they still do lunch at council, or should they bring their lunch?
That's a great question. I'm really excited for Ducktail on the road. Every day we're going to be having a field trip away from council. We're still working on those partnerships right now, so I'm not sure if it's going to be morning, afternoon, or during lunch. If it is during lunch and you did pay for the catered meal, we will take care of that for your girl. So maybe we will have the caterer pack up a sack lunch for us that day, or something to that effect. So if you do pay for the lunch, we will make sure that your girl is fed. If you do bring a sack lunch, we'll obviously bring that with us.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenna.
Good question.
Tracy, and we have a clarification. It's not Micey, it's Missy. Thank you. Thank you, Missy. She asked, is it possible to have our entire troop in the same cabin?
That's really going to depend on how big your troop is. We'll try and house them as much together as we can. If they're too big for one living facility, we'll house them in living facilities right next to each other. So we do try and get you as close together as possible, if not all in the same cabin.
And
together.
a cabin can hold between 10 and 13 people. So that also means the opposite is if you're a troop of 6, you might have another troop with you, so you have more friends to make. And we also do it, we try and make sure it's within the same age groups too. So a Daisy troop won't be partnered with an ambassador troop. We make sure that the ages are kind of separated as well.
Awesome. Carla has 3 questions, so we're going to go through each one. So the first one is, how many girls, on average, attend a camp session at Camp Foxtail?
Yep, so I think on average we probably have about 52. Just picked a random number, I'm just kidding. It's between 50. Our capacity up at camp, when you include our Fawntown, our platform tent units, in total is 90. So we do, if you add in staff there, it's between 50 and 60 for a resident camp session. It can go up to 70 for those busier weeks. And then on our weekends, we have our capacity at 60, plus a capacity for our Fawntown units or our platform tents that we just recently added.
Okay, great. Her second question is, how many people are in a cabin typically?
So typically for a resident camp, we always have 2 staff members in each cabin with the girls. It really helps for homesickness. It makes go to bed really easy, and it gives that extra comfort for the girls. So you have 2 staff members in there, and then we could have up to 8. But we follow the safety-wise kind of like age group characteristics on the right ratios. So the younger girls will have less girls in compared to the older girls.
Great. And I think that answered your third question, Carla, which was how many adults are in a cabin.
Yeah.
So if you have any other questions, just let us know, Carla. Amanda wants to know, will a detailed packing list be sent?
Yes, it's actually already available on our website, thanks to our marketing person. That's up there right now. So the packing list is available, but when you register, you will, prior to your session, receive the link again. But just check out the packing list that's right on our website, and it should all be there ready for you.
Great. Claudia, hi Claudia. She wants to know, will Camp Foxtail be available for troops or service units to rent when camp season is over?
That is a great question that I actually don't know the answer to right now. So we're still working through our rental group options, but we'll definitely make a note of that and get back to you soon on that one.
Thanks, Vicki. Vicki, can you talk a little bit about the CIT program?
Yes, so our CIT program, we have 3 different options this year. We have CIT Level 1, CIT Level 2, and CIT Level 3. So our CIT Level 1 is kind of the first steps, the counselor in training. So the girls who have the leadership opportunities and are ready to potentially one day become a counselor. And so it's a 2-week program. The first week, the girls kind of go through a mini staff training. They not only get to be a camper as well by trying out archery, trying out the adventure course, doing the activities, but also taking some key leadership classes on how to deal with someone with homesickness, how to deal with bullying, just like the staff do. Then the second week, they pick the area that they want to go into. So they pick who they're going to shadow, maybe their favorite staff member or their favorite camp area, and they spend that second week receiving feedback, giving feedback, and just assisting in those activities. Now the CIT Level 2 is kind of an enhanced level. So that's now, they've already been through CIT 1, whether it's here or whether it's someone else, and they're ready to take the next step. So they do actually have to arrange an interview time with Tracy, myself, and Jenna, so that they can come in and we can show them that camp is a career. And we can make sure that they're ready and coming to camp for the right reasons. And so they pick which session they're going to go to for the CIT2, and they come in and interview for that. Then we have a CIT 3, as we have people are like, well, after CIT 2, I'm not quite old enough to be a staff member, because you do have to be 18 to be a staff member at camp. So your CIT 3 is making sure that you're coming to camp ready to focus on a certain group. So you're going to look at all the level groups here, and you're like, you know what, I really like working with the juniors. And you're going to look at the junior sessions, and you're going to pick one to come to. So I'm going to come to the Stega Scout session, and you're going to register for that. Again, setting up an interview with us to kind of come up and learn everything about camp and really focus on that age group and developing the skills that one day you'll be a camp counselor.
Just like Flipper.
Just like me. Just like me.
So that brings us to another good question. So why are you called Flipper and Fish and hashtag and Sparkles?
That's a great question. Well, at Girl Scout camp that I've always been to, it's kind of like a tradition that you have like a camp name. So the camp name is either given to you or it's just a part of you. So my story is quite long, but I mean we all have our own stories about what it is. But all the camp staff have a fun name, and it's kind of a game throughout the week for the girls to try and get your real name. Like sometimes staff give them clues, and they have to try and find out who your real name is by the end. And our CITs, they adopt one. And a lot of CITs that I know that then become staff members, their name kind of progresses along. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So Tina asked, do you know where they're going for the camp field trips, Jenna?
Oh, good question.
It's a really good question. I have a couple of ideas, but I don't want to put them out there yet. We haven't finalized anything. We have a few partnerships that are really exciting. I do know that we have a double-decker bus that is secure. A double-decker bus. I can release that, but as far as the locations, they're coming soon. I'm still working on that for you guys.
Okay, we're going to take one more question and then wrap up. Alicia asks, I think we can answer both for Camp Ducktail and Camp Foxtail. What time do you drop the girls off?
That's a good question. I'll start with Camp Ducktail. So depending on if you're in the morning or afternoon care, Camp Ducktail actually starts at 9 a.m. And that's when we begin our traditions and our morning activities. But again, if you are in the early bird care, it is 7 a.m. And if you're in the night owl care, you can they stay until 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm. So Camp Foxtail will really depend on which session you're signing up for. So make sure you check the packet that's given to you. But check in is between 1 and 2 p.m. and then check out will really depend on which session you're signing up for. And then our weekend camps also differ. So just make sure you look at the session that you're signing up to go to. So for example, if your session ends on a Wednesday, our checkout is at 10 a.m. But if your session ends on a Friday, the checkout's in the evening at 6 p.m. So just make sure you look at that, and it is on our website too.
Great, thank you. So just to reiterate, Tracy, if a parent wants to sign their girl up for either Camp Foxtail or Camp Ducktail, how do they do that?
So you are going to look in our lovely camp brochure. If you haven't gotten one, please let us know because we will be happy to mail you one. After you've selected which session that you want to go to, whether it be Ducktail or Foxtail, you'll go onto our website and click on the camp tab. The camp tab will then have a button that says sign me up or register now, and it will walk you through the prompts of signing up. You'll have to create an account for your girl if this is her first experience at camp. But then if you have a returning camper, you'll just use the same one that you used last year. Or if you're wanting to, start the registration and then you log back out, you'll just use the same login and everything on that camp tab on our website at girlscoutsnb.org.
Great.
And I know you mentioned how to register for the girls, but we've said this a couple of times tonight, but camp is for everyone, which includes you guys. We do have some volunteer opportunities for you guys to come to camp and help us out and kind of get an insight on the camp life that we have. Because camp life really is the best life, and you won't understand that until you come up to camp for a week. So find a week. You can go up with your daughter, or you can be like, no, I'm going to go to camp on my own. And come up and pick the session. And on there's some questions that we ask, like what interests you? Are you a Picasso? Do you love STEM? Do you want to help us out in the kitchen because you're actually like a master chef? And so we'll find a job that will help us, but it'll also help you. So.
Yeah, that's great. Just to reiterate what Tracy said, on our camps tab, there is a camp FAQ page where we answer a lot of the questions that we answered tonight and more. There's also that detailed packing list that a few people asked about, and sort of an explanation about why you should send your girl to Girl Scout camp versus other camps. So be sure to check that page out.
Right.
And then just to reiterate, Vicki, the register, what is the early registration date?
March 1st.
Great. So if you register by March 1st, you will get that girl-designed free t-shirt.
And they're pretty awesome.
They are. They're really cute.
The girls are really excited about designing them.
Yeah, they're great.
Really cool.
Any other questions or anything you would like to reiterate?
So one question I get quite a lot is about the camp staff. So our camp staff are fully trained. Not only do they do pre-camp staff videos through a partnership with expert online training that gives them an insight to the camp world, they then come through a 12-day rigorous training program where we're fully trained in it. We partner with the American Camp Association and we provide them the skills to make the summer successful. Because we have an opportunity up at camp to build girls of courage, confidence, and character, and to really push their limits, to try things that are not down here. Like, we have a drone. They can fly a drone and crash it into a tree like many times, and we don't even worry. We just want to push the boundaries and show them what camp is all about. So
That's awesome.
And the staff come from all over the world. I came from England once and just never left. You're stuck with me now.
Any other final comments about Camp Ducktail, Jenna, or did we cover everything today?
I think we covered everything. I'm really excited. We have a lot of different themes this year. Our Space Week, we have our awesome Senior Super Troop Manager, Hillary. She actually went out to NASA and got some training. She's helping me build that curriculum. It's going to be amazing. Summit Week is probably I'm most excited about, earning all of your journeys in a week. Get some of our older girls working on their higher awards. Really excited about Camp Ducktail and Camp Foxtail, so I hope to see you guys there.
And do let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help. We're here to give you the answers, and just believe in us. But thank you guys for giving your daughters an opportunity. And here is our camper Linda in her little Girl Scout vest. So we hope to see you up at camp and making s'mores all day, every day.
That's right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Farewell. Goodbye.
See you at
Adios. Farewell.